I want to start putting this issue to bed. Hopefully this is the last video that I have to make on African and Caribbean people. From my experience as someone who lives in London, I come across a lot of African young males, yeah? And as a Caribbean man who is sometimes a little bit older or a bit younger, there becomes this level of rivalry. Why? I know, but other people feel that it's like you feel that you're better than me. Before we go on, must remind you to subscribe, because this is one of them videos where I talk about things culturally, yeah? And if you understand it, you understand it. If you don't understand it, your eyes might not be open to certain things. But for my cloth of people, your eyes are open. Right, let's continue. Like I said, I've worked with a few younger African males, and what I've realised when we've spoke about certain things, they've asked you something, whether it might be to do with work, life, or just a general question. Sometimes people are not happy with the answer what you give them because they don't think that you could know. How could you know that? I know that because I've either been interested in it or I've searched it. Point blank. I only try and tell people factual things, which I know myself. If I didn't know it factually, I just leave it and say, it's not none of my business, right? But I was speaking to a young gentleman and I asked him, why is it you care about, or you're bothered if I'm right and you're wrong? He said, but you always like to be right. I said, okay, but I'm speaking about things what I know about, and things what I don't know about, I don't try to make comments on it because it's not a thing which I might get right. So it might be false information, basically, innit? So I don't speak on it, innit? Simple. From an adult, doesn't matter what colour you are, doesn't matter what creed you are. If you hear an adult say that to you, yeah, then you either understand it or you don't understand it. And I don't think that person understood it because, like I said, I'm only speaking about things which I know about. But I've got to the understanding that you feel that I think I know too much. Again, I reiterated to that person that I'm actually older than you as well. So I've been on this earth a lot longer. So I went to school before you. I was using the internet before you. And I was reading books before you as well. Those things all consist of like education, innit? My education path was before you. Which, you know, if I have to make someone understand that, then I don't know where we're at, you know. But my thing is that when I meet young black men, African, whatever, black concerned, yeah, when we're talking about my black community, I always try to embrace people, enlighten people, and obviously share knowledge. I don't try and look down on a next man because he's that way. Because someone might have seen me like that one day. But I decided to educate myself and go for higher levels of education, right? Within my career and my life, right? If other people choose to do that, that's your business. Again, I'm not telling people to follow in my paths or because I've done this, I'm better than you. What I said to that person is that I'm older than you, so I'm going to know more things than you. That's facts. Again, you can't change your age or do anything about it. But what I realised was when I was giving that person an answer about something what we was talking about, they started to cross their hands. Remember, I said to him, big man, I've been a lecturer. I've been a teacher. So when you're explaining something to someone and you're going through things which you can pull off those things, write them down and actually research them for yourself, because that's what you should do, because you shouldn't take knowledge on first-hand basis. You should find out yourself. That's the truth. But where you can't be bothered, you start doing this, which is like, oh, you know, oh, you think you know. I think that conversations like this make great understanding for our Caribbean and African community, especially in the UK, because I've said it before when I've taught some younger African boys, they've not always been respectful or understanding But you got a lot of Caribbean people who understand that Africa is the motherland and we respect where you're from. Doesn't make you better than anybody else, innit? Everybody's on this earth together. But when someone who's white comes in to the picture, and I was using it as an example because someone did who was white come into the picture and spoke about something which I said is not right? So I've told him that basically when a portion of London was made, it was made in a circle, but they didn't complete the whole M25 or outside London. So the other boroughs which look like they're in London, they're not in London. How are you going to tell me something about what I bought? How are you going to tell me about something what I think? Well, I'm telling you because you asked me, innit? What a stupid question. If you ask me something, yeah, and I'm going to share my knowledge. If you listen to anything I said in the beginning of the video, was things what I don't know. I don't really try and share my knowledge because I don't really know, innit? I have to research it myself. And the fact of it is like, why would I research it for? It's you that wants to know about it. Why don't you find out about it? It would make you a lot more smarter person when you speak to someone again because now you know that bit of knowledge. Knowledge is to be retained. When I hear and I watch documentaries on stuff, yeah, I remember stuff. That's how my brain works. I'm not sure how everybody else's brain works when it comes to thinking or process, right? But I don't judge because I understand that all of us on this earth have got time to grow. The dickhead what you was today might not be the fool tomorrow. That's how I look at stuff, yeah? Because he's a young man, right? And when I'm young, was I to where he was? No, I wasn't, because I've understood that mentors in life grow us as people. Many men who I looked up to as mentors grew me as the person I am today. Even as like a Caribbean, I was born in Britain, obviously, innit? I'm British, Caribbean background. But I've had influences from my uncles, my dad, my family, friends, people who I've looked up to as statues of men who knew stuff, who told me stuff about history, who told me stuff about black history, who told me stuff about slavery, London. All of these things combined together allowed me to have a little thirst for knowledge a little bit. So when I see other people, I immediately try to help if I can, or be that person who's not being super judgmental, but being a person who someone could probably come to for questions. Oh, do you know about this? Yeah. How'd you do that? And I was hoping to be that type of person because again, he's not my trade. So therefore, I can say that like, like you can ask me a question of what's about my trade and I could possibly help you. And he did, funny enough. And I helped him straight away because I said it's only this or it's this. And at that point, yeah, I get it. You might think you know your stuff on your trade, but how do you know your stuff on anything else? Again, I said at the beginning of the video, I'm older than you. It doesn't mean that I'm smarter than you. It just means that I've had more time to refix any wrongs or shit I didn't know in life, because my personality is the type of person who likes to better myself, let's say. Yeah, I'm not trying to say he doesn't. I don't know what he does, but what he doesn't do is do this thing what I see a lot of young African boys do, is when someone who's Caribbean or something like that, you're not looking at them as the same regards as to when someone white comes into the room. Oh yeah, Paul said that it is. So you said, oh yeah, it must be. That when that moment happened, because I was there when it happened, innit? Yeah. I just looked at him like that because it's not about 1-0 and all that. But when we got to the understanding that you just want to be right over me, there's no medals won in that. I've told you that I could be wrong. That's the thing. But this rivalry thing, I mean, it's like, it's what's going to damage the community, because you're going to start seeing yourself as a separate entity than man. But man are just black people, full stop. That's how people see you. I don't know if you feel like you got a different skin colour or a different, I don't know, you come from somewhere else. Listen, your passport is here. You can say all the things what you want to say, because 99% of those people I'm talking about that do that, yeah, even though they class themselves as African, yeah, you've got a British passport. That's it. That's it. Your dad could give you as much jollof rice as you want, big man. You know what I mean? Oh, you know what I mean? Because it doesn't change anything. And again, the point of like wanting to be right or wanting to be the person who is the messenger, that's not your choice sometimes, because you can meet people who are very knowledgeable, but because you don't rate them, or you don't think that they could know that, or as this youth with a gold tooth got all that chat, because I have, it's not gold, it's white gold. Do you get it? Been outside telling a lot of people a lot about these subservient people in the community that kind of like have this view and opinion on others, which is okay, because we all do. You know, some people might look at my content and say, rah, you hit hard on them. I hit hard on quite a lot of people. I make videos about Uncle Tom's. I make videos about man who are like, got this like coconut fairy. I also make videos about racist white people. I've done it. It's on my channel. So nobody jump in the comment section of this video and say, oh, you're just getting onto African people and blah, blah, blah. No, big man. I've been getting onto everybody for a minute. The difference is that I'll say it with clarity and say it with chest. And it's not my thing to be like, I dislike African people. I do not. I actually like African people a lot. Yeah? And I'll go to Africa, tour Africa, because I know that everybody is not like the one person who you meet. Yeah? And he might have not met someone like myself, but maybe it's my turn, because of my generation, to be able to change that around for you. But where we're in our adult ages now, yeah, no one ain't begging respect off nobody. You understand that? If you don't like how it is, then, you know, go to somewhere else. Hear it from somewhere else. But it pulls us apart as a community. That's the truth. Because someone feels like they're a little bit better. They feel like, I must challenge this person and I don't challenge the other people. Because when the other white counterpart walked into the room and said, oh yeah, he's right, you know, like London that's not part of where we was talking about. He didn't challenge him. And he didn't challenge him because he never really wants to be right over the person who you bred. Do you get it? You'd rather be wrong. But I've never had a desire in life for man to be bred in me for the things what I know. Knowledge is attainable by everybody. How you choose to get it, or if you choose to get it, that's kind of like your business. You know, like I've understood as I've got when I was younger that women are attracted to men with intellect. And you eat good, work out, look after your skin, all these types of things. So I only try and play my role. And when I see my young killies, no matter what they are, I try and tell them to pattern up. Because how you look to everybody else here is wild. Some of the things what you say will be wild because the factual things are on this device, which is the phone. You could have searched what you was asking me on your phone, but when I said that, you didn't want to, because you wanted to prove me wrong or to prove if I was right about something, which I said to you in the beginning, I wasn't going to do that, because if I don't know something, I'm old enough and wise enough to understand that you don't know everything, innit? And I don't claim to. I don't claim to be this professor, but I claim to do the things I've already achieved already. And that's the only things that I take merit for in life. Everything else, it's in process. It's in process to do this, process to do that. But I understand when I look at the bigger picture and I say, why is that? Why are people like that? And yes, I understand that we've got to the understanding that we got enough of these subservient youths out here. Subservient for the master them. There's enough of them. That's okay. But that shouldn't divide us, because if I have respect for you, yeah, I only expect you to have respect for me, because I've earned my respect with you by being cordial, respectful, listening to what you're saying, listening to your points, but also just giving my part on it. But when I ask you, what's the reason why you always want to be righter than me? Because you always think you're right. No, but you haven't proved me that I'm wrong. That's the whole thing about it. And again, I know that sometimes as men, we get into little rivalries and all that, but we're not in the same thing. Do you know what I mean? I speak about these people because I know that everybody meets people like this. So it's not just me. It's not just me trying to single out one group of people. It's me understanding how people view others in public. And I'm a British Caribbean background person. I was born here, innit? Yes, my family are from the Caribbean. Yes, I know certain things. Yes, I understand certain things. But I also understand people and their behaviours, because I had to start asking myself, because I thought, what is it with you, man? Because you don't do it to the white individuals that I see you around. You sit there like a you just sit there like a character soaking it in. Even if I could hear what the conversations were, which I've heard once or twice, you don't know. But what I don't do, yeah, is bring that up in a time which is going to be embarrassing for you. You know, like I spoke about a certain time when someone asked him something about working and stuff like that, and it was like, why did you do this? And he was like, oh, because, you know, like, I thought that was the first thing to go to. It wasn't. And I had to remind him about it, because, you know, like, sometimes when you're doing tit for tat inside the workplace, yeah, you just got to make sure you got your bullets in the chamber. So I had my bullets in the chamber to ask him a question about something, what I knew. And I'm like, well, yeah, you didn't know that. And you know why you didn't test that? Because you wasn't thinking how you should have been thinking. Which is okay, because it might have been you critiquing at the time of the night, because we work a continental shift at that time. So yeah, it's just one of them things, isn't it? But it's interesting to see, you know, like, why those individuals feel like that is a goal. Because what is gained from having a little bit of knowledge over someone who is not in your life, who is not taking part, or who is not going to better your future? There is none, but it's all personal. And that leads me to think that obviously some people feel that they're better than each other, innit? Which is, you know, I tell people openly, I don't feel like I'm better than you. You feel worried. That's why you're saying that. Oh, you always want to be right. You're feeling threatened by the things what I'm saying. But you're not hearing me say to you that I feel like I'm better than you. That's what baffles me. But my partner was saying to me, you know what? You know what it is with you? He's got like a man crush on you, and he wants to impress you in some type of way. And I said, oh, okay. I'm not a b-boy. I'm not into that. I'm not going to rate a man like that way. I'm either going to rate you from your actions and your movements and the things what you say. Understand? Anything else is not for me. That's a bit too flirty. That's not my vibe. But I try to reason with people because, like I said, I'm from a different cloth. My cloth is different. So we're not here to judge other people. Even though someone might do you something one day, I don't carry it on to the next day. It's not my MO. There's nothing to prove by trying to conquer another man's self-esteem over the fact of me wanting to be right. No. that wouldn't make me feel good. It doesn't accomplish anything in my eyes. It only divides us as people. And again, if people want to be seen as individuals, that's cool. But you got to have some identity. You don't. And when you don't have identity and you always turn to others for direction, it screams like you need help to me. So I don't be that person who's, you know, dead quiet, or like you ask me something, I'm not gonna answer you. I don't try and be that person to other people, because listen, my nan, yeah, I'm not really super into the church and all that type of stuff, but my nan was a Jehovah's Witness, yeah. And you see the way how my nan showed me about respecting other people and like loving a lot of other people, no matter where they're from. Even though you hear me talk about people, I still got a lot of respect for a lot of people, because in this world, yeah, we have got a lot of weird, fucked up people that we don't understand because we haven't given them time to be able to heal or listen to them, or even just get where their mindset's at. Most of these people, I don't know where their mindset's at. They must live in their own world. But when they come across me and we our worlds collide like that, I'm gonna lock in, because I've got no reason to think that an African man or a Caribbean man is a threat to me. Furthermore, I'm just gonna find out what type of person you are, because all of those people, African and Caribbean, can sometimes have some friction. You know, I've met some Jamaican men, little bit of friction, just because he thought I wouldn't. Me from a Barbados island, how do I know so much about Jamaica? How do I know so much about the culture? How do I know so much about this? Because I know, innit? Again, if I was wrong, please prove me wrong. But your like Jamaicanness or your Africanness, yeah, doesn't make you any better than anybody else. As long as you're here in the same place, talking Earth, we're all moving on some equal vibes. I know that it's hard for people to accept that there are individuals that hold so much cultural value, yeah, and they don't come from the same home as you. But you ain't been in everybody's home. That's the crazy thing. You don't know what people were taught growing up. You know, I don't tell that young man that I went to Pan-African school on Saturdays for years. So I knew a lot about history and stuff like that long time ago. I think that place was just off Seven Sisters. Tell me if anybody used to go there. Anyone from London? Those are lovely, by the way. It makes me think sometimes, you know, like other people get involved in our business a lot. But when we can sort out our own feuds and little, you know, personal problems, it's not that deep, is it? It is never that deep. But you got to talk about it. And that's why if I've got a platform as a young black man, I'm going to speak about the things which I feel impact our community. And I definitely feel that is one of them things. It's like an underlined rivalry which stems from what? Man ain't got no beef with anybody. I ain't got no beef with African people. I ain't got no beef with Jamaican people. I ain't got no beef with Trinidad people, Ghanaian, Nigeria, any of them. It's just some individuals feel as if it's time to test buttons and all that. But I'm not from an era and a time when I'm going to record you and put you on the net. But that's the 2024, what we're living in, 2025, what we're living in now, sorry. That is that time. I mean, I could, why would I do that? That's me stooping low. You know, I've been with this person and I've realised I know where you're at. And it's my assumption, professionally, But I also told him as well, openly speaking, why would you care about my opinion? And when I said that, and I said that to my partner, she's like, that's what you gotta understand. He rates your thing and he wants you to rate his thing. Fire for that. If I respect you, I respect you. If I understand that you're a person who's took your time out to learn things and learn yourself, but also history, and understand I'm gonna have a lot of respect for you. If you're a person that blurs and says something without thinking, like how this person was, I'm going to have a little bit less respect for you. Because you're an adult, innit? You got people in this world relying on you, innit? Someone needs you to help them with their own work one day, innit? If there's 2 apples here, how many apples has Johnny got there? Do you get it? Like that type of vibe. You know, we got to bust some jokes on them as well. Hope you're eating some watermelon while you're listening to this as well. And don't forget to subscribe in it, because hopefully this is one of the last conversations what I have to have about this, but I don't think it will be. Because when I meet characters, yeah, I like to talk to you guys and tell you what it was like for me to meet that person. Hand on my heart, I don't ever think that person's a bad person. He's a cool guy, but I'm just using that as an example. He's not a bad person. He's never really done me anything like that to me. But again, I get to the point why we're here, which is the rivalry, the you thinking that you're better than me. Again, if you want the title to say that you're better than me, there it is. You can have it. I hold no grudges. I hold nothing against no people. I'm trying to always be better with everybody across the board. Don't matter what race you are at the end of the day. We're living in London where, you know, people will march against you to get you out. Like last weekend, a couple of weeks ago. So, you know, like it's just you just got to understand where we're at, innit? I live for today and speak about things which might be going on tomorrow and forever, which is this rivalry goes on, it's underlining, it's not just from the younger generation, I've had it from the older generation. So I used to work with a guy, and the moment I told him that I came from an educational background where he thought I was just not being bad, but a basic plumber, a plumber that's just got his qualifications or whatever, he automatically shook my hand and spoke to me differently. Yes, yeah. You know, I love that, man. I love that. I said, why didn't you give me that same energy when I met you before? I get it. In your community, you look at education and those types of things quite high up. But if I asked you, or if I say, I'm very thankful, my bro, that you thank me for doing my work or putting in the time and the effort with the youth or whatever. But what are you doing? Because if we all work together, don't you think we'll get to the end goal quicker? I do. It's always nice to get the support, because don't get me wrong, on the backside, sometimes you do not get the support until you talk up and be in the places where you need to be. But we need to be all together, because that's how it will be way more impactful for other people to view us and for the next generation to grow with each other. You get me? I've got African brethren. They know that we could have deep conversations about life and people could understand that, well, you know, that's how that person is. It's not to say that's how the whole lot is. I know the whole lot's not like that. But sometimes, you know, as people, yeah, we got to talk to our own community before other people start talking up and saying X, Y, and Z. Because it's more hurtful coming from people from the outside than people from the in. The inside will make you resonate, because I can only go through the same types of feelings and emotions when I go through these things as others. it's not about the bashing down on people. It's about this rivalry leaving our community. That's what it's about. And I get that, just, like in general, some people are going to feel like they're better than others. That is a fact, And if you want to always, I don't know, claim that title and all that, you got to be the best. You got to be in top tip shape. In communications, in education, in delivery, in cadence, and in whatever you're doing. And those people are not. So, do you get what I mean? That's why I would take a little bit of thing with it. I'm like, well, what are you talking about? What are those? What are those bullshit? What are those? What are you? Do you get it? Like, so I just want to make it easier for people, because we got to put certain things behind us as people, but we've got to iron certain things out as well, because we all living amongst each other. There is no need for the rivalry and the constant bashing. I get it where this person might have thought he's being entertaining, but after a while, it just shows like your levels. Do you get it? Like, you rather beat down the black man at the workplace than beat down the person that's really beating you down in this situation, which is the white man who's beating you down. Again, have the same energy for all of the classes of people. When an Asian man says it about you, says it about you, have the same energy. You don't. And I know that. But I think it's sometimes stems from home activities. Like, I heard that person say one time, oh, like Caribbeans, they like drinking and going out and dancing. Do African people not like that? Do you know what I saw actually? What kind of like shocked me back? I don't know if you lot have ever been on Facebook. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit older, so I go on Facebook sometimes. Facebook Reels. Some of the African shows with the ladies with the bums and all that, crazy. I mean, what is that? What is? I'm sure some of you lot have seen it. Look, I didn't grow up with that type of stuff. For me, first seeing it I'm like, bro, what is this, man? A lot of the skits and a lot of the shows what I see on there is just about African man cheating with next woman who the woman brings to the yard. So the story was this African lady. She had a girlfriend. Her girlfriend didn't have somewhere to stay, so she said, "Can you stay at the yard?" The man said, "Look, we live in a 1-bedroom yard, but your brethren can sleep on the floor." Anyway, the woman was sleeping on the floor. Tutus, you know what's happening, innit? Anyways, looking at the woman and all that stuff. I watched the story, of course I did, man. I watched with eating this. I was like, oh God. Just a skit, just something to watch, but what are we promoting here, man? Sometimes we need to think about it, innit? That was just something I wanted to mention out of the blue. I don't know if any of you guys have seen any of them, but let me know if you've been watching any of them, innit? Yeah. But yeah, man, like I said, I just want everyone to get along with each other. I know we don't live in an ideal world. Life isn't always easy. Sometimes people feel as if they've had a harder life than others. They feel like they've been around the block like Jenny. But that's kind of impossible when you're talking to people who are of your senior or older than you, because they've all seen it. Don't mean they've definitely done it, but they've definitely seen some of it or been privy to it. So there's that side to it. But again, this stems from respecting and rating, innit? And I think people want to be respected and rated, but they don't understand how we earn points from each other in our own community, which is being respectful, which is helping, which is when I see an African lady, auntie, are you alright, yeah? Caribbean, auntie, are you alright? There's no difference. Do you want me to open the door for you, auntie? You okay? Oh, thank you, Don't business. Do you get it? That's my vibe. And that's something which I will never change, no matter what interactions that I have with people. You know, it's not a group thing, it's an individual thing, but sometimes you must stamp out foolish boy behaviour. And that is foolish boy behaviour, that African people feeling that we've got this rivalry when you go back even further, yeah, and you look at reggae music, yeah, because I was born up on reggae music, yeah, it's nothing but bigging up African. It's nothing but bigging up Africa. It's nothing but bigging up Africa. So I want people to understand that how I do not have any type of negative views towards that whole thing. Love that, you know. The moment even I heard that my parents were going to Africa, my parents went to Cape Town, yeah. Just because they're going to Cape Town, I went and bought them. I bought this camera. I bought it for myself, but I bought it for my parents to catch Africa. They went to President Nelson Mandela, where he was kept as a slave and stuff like that. I mean, I ain't even watched them videos because it was deep. You know, very, very deep. Made me think, man. I need to view it myself, but yeah, some of them things just, yeah, they make me feel deep, man. I don't even want to talk about them right now, but they just make me feel deep. It's disgusting what, yeah, it's deep. You know what I mean? If you've ever seen that, how they kept them and all that, man. Not nice at all. Nobody should go for that. Definitely not my people, them neither. But we need to come together a little bit more, people. We need to do better. I know this is not all of us. If you're not that type of person, and you're the type of person how I've described myself in this video, just subscribe, man. Subscribe, because yeah, I do put out plumbing videos, but you see, this type of video is more, it's more generational, man. It's more gonna touch people, because I know that people feel that type of shit, you know. And like I said, when you're from London, you're from London. When you're from England, you're from England. You might claim Caribbean, African, Jamaican, Grenadian, whatever. But as long as your passport says it's red and all that shit, yeah, you're here, innit? Stop with the... We could raise the flags for other people. That's cool, obviously. I do rate out Barbados. That's my people, them. Montserrat, Antigua. That's my people, them. Jamaica as well, my people, them. But I respect all the East African countries, South African countries, all of them, Nigeria, Lagos. I respect it. Of course I would go there, love to. They're beautiful people, beautiful place. But we got to just stop thinking that the better thing is better for the community. It's worse, man. That's how we're gonna get into problems, rivalries. I'm just saying, just do better, man. You know, like, if you've learned anything from this video, is that I observe people, you know, and I observe them in the way where how you are in society, how that looks. You know, you breed. You breed and bring up your kids to believe the same things that you believe, right? So if he's hypothetically bringing them, like, it's just causing more it's causing more nonsense. We don't need that. Let's just iron that out. Let's just understand that your scholar could be a black man, could be an Indian man, could be a Jamaican man, but you're still gonna have to respect him. Hopefully I put this video in the right. I know it was a bit up and down, but I had to just get it out, because it's not something that I'm just fabricizing up. Something that I thought for a while. I think about all these videos for a while. Just because, one, I don't want to offend people. No, I don't really care about offending some people sometimes. It is what it is. I don't want people to misconstrue this video on what it's not based on. It's based on the African and Caribbean rivalry in England only, really. I don't know if it's other places, but you just need to stop all that shit. Guys and girls, whoever it is, if you're part of it, stop it. You know, we're moving forward for next year. We're not doing this stuff next year, because next year, you know, is the hyper year. When I say hyper year, it means that if you were seen doing any of them types of things, yeah, videos, uploads straight away, boom. That's what's gonna happen next year. Mark my words, I said it, man. Because we've been through a lot as it is, you know. So we're just trying to get better as people. And we can only get better as people if we work together, man. Stop all the bullshit and thinking that I'm Tarzan and I know this and them man don't know nothing because they ain't been to Africa. Like, you're not interested in going to the Caribbean, you know? So, yeah, man. And look, most of our younger generation of young black community, they be going to African restaurants, going to Caribbean restaurants. That's all done. All that rivalry and someone saying, "Oh, you don't rate us because we're African, and we don't rate you because you're Jamaican, and all you do is go with gal and da da da." Listen, all that shit's done, bruv. Come on, man. You're not even from that fucking era. That's the dumb thing. Dumb. Anyway, I'll turn this video off now and start playing some music, thump some tunes. Anyway, make sure that you like and subscribe, and I would definitely like to see all you lot in the comment sections, because I know when I make videos like this, it kind of hits with my community. So if you're here for it, man, get locked in, man. Subscribe. We're trying to smash this video up. I want at least 1,000 likes. Can we get 1,000 likes? Yeah. Make sure you subscribe as well, innit? Let's get it.